Welcome everyone to a new review. Today we are gonna look at a SubOhmTank, and it's the new mesh tank from OFRF. It's called the NextMesh SubOhmTank. As you can see on the front, it has a conical shaped coil. It's of course mesh. Packaging is actually quite sturdy, nice thick cardboard. Just gonna have a look around. You see the front, then we have on the bottom, just says NextMesh, some information, kinda an operating system theme to it, I think. On the other side, OFRF.com, powered by ORF. Here we have just their logo and the color of the tank. On the other side, again, the color is scratch and sniff and a barcode. On the back, everything that's included. I'll just zoom in a bit so you can pause the video and have a read if you want. Everything that's contained in the package, some attention, some warnings. Manufactured by OFRF. Your typical warnings. Designed in California and made in China. Okay, let's open this box. This is what I mean. See, it's really thick and strong. We find a card with the coils that are included. There's a A1 Kenthal coil. You can see it's kind of conical shaped with the resistance and the recommended wattage. On the other side, the other coil that's included, that is a stainless steel one. We'll come to that later. Just pull this out first, we'll come to that later. On the bottom, a spares bag with some extra O-rings. Then there's a nice sticker set if you're into that, and of course the fold out poop reading material. Right, then here we have an extra bubble glass, because the one that's going to be on there is straight, so you can use that for more capacity. And we find the extra coil. Now this is going to be the stainless steel one, and the Kenthal coil is already installed inside. I've been using it already, so I put my coil aside, but we'll have a look at that later. Then the tank itself. Now, I mentioned before I already use it a bit, so if there are any water spots or damages, that's going to be my fault. When I took it out of the package, the only thing I could see really was just some minor water spots, if you want to call it that. But overall, it's very, very clean. Big black drip tip on it. Let me see what kind of configuration it is. I think it's a standard A10. Yeah, just a standard A10, so you can use any other drip tip that you want. The machining is pretty good. As I mentioned, there could be some scratches or something, but those are going to be from me. Very nice looking tank. On the inside you can see some etching, OFRF, and there we have the NextMesh etched into it. 3-port airflow, very easy to open. Nice bit of knurling here, and to fill it up you're just gonna, you can see here there's an arrow, just fill it up and there will be the rubber insert, and you just put your bottle down and fill her up. To close, of course, just slide it back. On the bottom it's going to say NextMesh, OFRF, and a bit of information, hashtag first conical mesh tank. But let's open it up. It's going to be a pretty easy tank. You can see the bottom, also very nice machining, still a bit wet, that's because I just cleaned it. And we're going to take this part off, and in here is going to go the coil, and then this just pops off, and we have the top section. Right, as you saw before, the coils are pretty big. They are proprietary, so you won't have a chance to fit any other coils in it, but knowing OFRF a bit, they're going to be widely available. Same with their mesh strips. This is the 0.2 Kenthal mesh coil, and to install it you're just going to take this part, and that's it. Just pop it in. It's that easy. And you can still turn it so however you want it. Then we're going to take this part, put the glass back on. If you lube up the O-rings, of course it's going to be a bit easier, but normally you shouldn't have any issues with that. Take a little bit of liquid. Just to lube up the O-ring a bit. That's not very nice. Ah, there it goes. Might need to put a tighter O-ring on that one. Now, of course, when you're first going to use a SubOhm coil, you put a drop or two down the top and on the sides, so that that coil already can pre-saturate a bit before use. Take these two parts, you just screw in like that, and the bottom part screws on the bottom, of course. The airflow is pretty smooth. If it's not, you might want to drip just a small drop of liquid down there. You shouldn't have any problems. Right, to fill it up, like I said, slide it open. Now these are very big 120 ml bottles, and I found you can fill it with them, but the drip tip might get a bit in the way. But if you move the drip tip, you shouldn't have any issues, as you can see. I'm not going to fill it up right now because I have to do a Dutch version as well, and that would just make me clean it all out again. and start all over. But fill it up, put it aside for 5 to 10 minutes, and you're good to go. That's it. Fill it, let it sit for a while, and then we're gonna go back on top and have a talk about it. See you soon.
A few moments later.
Alright. The OFRF mesh tank on top of my old Tesla. A lot of airflow. I mean, there's really a lot of airflow. And normally I like a lot of airflow, but this one I really have to dial down a bit. I'm very happy with it. I mean, I am a coil builder and I haven't used a lot of SubOhmTanks recently, but this one has such good flavor, such good airflow. I mean, you can dial it down real far. I do not know if you can see it, but just a tiny little hole. It's not going to be an MTL tank, of course, but the flavor is just great, and that has to do a lot with the mesh, which of course OFRF already is very known for. They say the Canthal coil is going to be a 0.2. Well, mine reads 0.19, so in my opinion, they're spot on. Now, I have been using it for a while. I have no problems with leaking or anything. It's just a great tank just for all they use. And I think they did it again. I mean, I already like their mesh. I already like their gear RTA. And to be honest, I'm kind of excited what they're going to do next. I mean, the most logical step is, of course, an RDA, but they won't tell me that. I like it. I like the looks of the tank. I'm quite happy with it, actually. I couldn't find any major flaws with it, besides some cleaning before packaging, I don't know. The biggest thing for OFRF at the moment, in my opinion, is to make sure the coils are going to be widely available. I have all faith that they will, because most shops sell OFRF products, and if not, you're probably going to buy them online. Yeah, I'm a happy camper with this one. I probably have forgotten something I wanted to mention, but shit happens. If I do, I'll write it down in the comments. If you had fun, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the review, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more of me, then hit subscribe and the little bell next to it. This way you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. If you have something to say, write it down in the comments. I do my best to read them all, but yeah, great tank. Guaranteed thumbs up from me. So, that's it for now. This was the OFRF NextMesh SubOhmTank, and I'll see you next time. Bye.